Hi, I'm Bybreen and welcome back to another episode of Soul Stirring Astrology, where I give you my textured take on the world of astrology. Well, tomorrow, which is November the 23rd, there's a full moon in Gemini, and today the sun moves into Sagittarius. So this is about the good feel factor, positivity, enthusiasm, optimism and abundance. Now with the moon in Gemini, and it's a full moon, so it's a completion of a cycle, Gemini rules the lungs. And so the question that's arising here is, have you allowed your emotions to either clog your life or free your life? Because with Gemini ruled by Mercury, so there's a playfulness, there's a lightness, there's a sense of going out into the world and experiencing so many different things, and so therefore you are activating your emotions in a way that brings you joy. And if you feel as if your emotions or your world has been clogged and constrained, and this can come about where you're having a sense of Saturnian principles impacting on you, or from a Geminian point of view, you might feel they're being imposed upon you, then there's a sense of restrictions, given that the moon is in Gemini, it's in the 7th house, so this could show up in your personal relationships, intimate relationships, close relationships, business relationships, etc. There's a sense that your emotions feel blocked, constrained, dampened down, because where you've got the moon and Saturn, because here there's a inconjunct, there's a quincunx that's going on between these two planets, which means that Saturn is trying to assert his authority in your life, because Saturn is in Capricorn, one of the signs that it rules, so it's very strong there. The moon is in Gemini, in the sign that is ruled by Mercury. So there's a sense of wanting to be light and playful and not take on responsibilities, or trying to find a way where you can be mature and responsible and also being playful. Because if you're always in the Saturnian energy, what happens is that you split and you disconnect with the playful side. And if you disconnect and throw away or project the playful side, it's got to go somewhere. So if we take JF Kennedy, so he was a Geminian and he took on the responsibility of his older brother when he died, so he stepped into the role, he became president, and he was very charming, was very relatable, very Geminian, but he had the Saturnian responsibility of leading America. And his playful side, which was projected or disconnected or split off from, showed up in terms of the affairs that he had. So with this full moon, where is it that, as I say, you have split or projected your playfulness? Because it's a time for you to really own it. Otherwise, it's going to show up in ways that could undermine you. So this sense of relationships, this theme is being repeated again, given that you have Venus, and Venus is opposing Uranus, and they're both in a T-square with the North Node in Cancer. So Venus here is in Libra, the sign that she rules, so there's a sense of, the deliciousness within relationships, but it's forming an opposition to Uranus. And here there could be a sudden break in relationships. There could be a sense of restlessness that's showing up in your relationship. There's a sense that you might be wanting freedom in your relationships, which then feeds into this Geminian theme of lightness and just the ability to be in the world. So you've got this opposition going on. Then you have Venus, which is forming a square with Pluto, and here there's a deep intensity, an emotional intensity within your relationship. But with Pluto here, there's the deep desire for the relationship to change in some significant way so that it can be transformed. Now, where you're resisting this, what happens is that the Venusian side wants to remain in the Libran energy, but the Pluto side is saying there's something not quite right here. It's intense, but there needs to be a transformation that takes place. Now, if you're resisting the change and then you're using subversive tactics to bring about, what it is that you want, that's going to be very destructive for your relationship. The idea is for you to tap into the Venusian side, that you're able to balance what you need and what your partner needs. And as I say, you've got these two aspects that show that relationships are under scrutiny. And whatever you learn is about how can you reconcile those positions and then feed your North Node, which is in Cancer. So whatever you learn is about how do you nourish and nurture your life. And given that it's talking to the relationship aspects, how do you do that for yourself, but also how do you do that for other people? Very, very important that you're paying attention to the North Node. The North Node is trying to reconcile Venus opposing Uranus and Venus squaring Pluto. And then opposite the Moon, obviously we have the Sun, and the Sun is in Sagittarius, and the Sun is forming a conjunction with Jupiter, and Jupiter has just come home to Sagittarius. So there really is this bountiful sense of how you're showing up in the world. Really optimistic, go for what you want. It's a signature to really go for what it is that you want. You might find that you're taking up a new form of study, that you're ruminating and you're philosophizing and you're going out into the world to experience the world and its truths. And where the lies are, you know, you'll expel those, but it really is about how do you grow in terms of your personal philosophy. You also have the sun conjuncting Jupiter, and they're forming an out of sign trine with Chiron, because Chiron currently has retrograded back into Pisces, and it's forming this conjunction with the Sun and Jupiter. So it's a trine element that's going on between the three planets. So here, given that it's a trine, you know, it's about the healing of your identity in some way, and it could be about the healing of a philosophy that you've been nursing, and if you feel there's been gaps in the philosophy, now's the time for you to bring everything together and to stand confidently in the things that you truly believe in. Be mindful because you've got Mercury, and Mercury is squaring Neptune. So, and Mercury is also retrograding through Sagittarius. So it's a time where you might have some woolly, confused thinking. There might be conflicts in your thoughts, and those conflicts are impacting upon your emotions. And if they're impacting upon your emotions, then they are clogging your lungs in some way. So while Mercury is retrograding and forming this square with Neptune, it's time for you to sort out your thoughts about the philosophy that you're about to give birth to. So that's it. That's this full moon in Gemini that takes place tomorrow, November the 23rd. So yeah, are your emotions clogging your life, clogging your lungs? Are you able to breathe easily, naturally within the relationships that you have? Which brings me to the quote of the day, which is by Ferdinand Fauche. And what he said is this: the most powerful weapon on earth is the human spirit on fire. When I came across this, it sent tingles, and oh, it was so juicy for me. You know, we are alive. Make use of your life. You know, your life should be on fire in a really profound way. And with Jupiter conjunct the Sun in Sagittarius, it is about inspiration, it is about intuition, it is about initiative, it is about really expanding your life so it really fulfills your innermost desires. So yes, check to see where is it in your life that you feel you need to resurrect yourself from the dead. You know, where you're thinking, oh, is there a pulse? Am I breathing? Am I alive? You know, check for all of those areas where you're feeling sleepy and sluggish. It's time to break free. Yeah, set your soul on fire, and that's what's being suggested and guided by the cosmic message with this full moon in Gemini. So that's it, beautiful people. As always, put your comments in the comment box below. You know, I love to connect with you, jam with you, chat with you. Feel free to share this episode with anybody within your network. You can also like and subscribe to my channel so that you can receive the most latest updates as I post them. So yeah, put everything you want to say to me in the comment box below. And if you would like a consultation with me, a private consultation, drop me an email at bybreensamuels@googlemail.com, and that's BYBREENSAMUELS. Until next time, take care. Bye.